Chapter 13. God raises up a deliverer. Exodus 1-3. Do you remember the famine in Israel and how God's people had to leave their country and how Joseph took care of them and gave them food and land in Egypt? I hope you remember all that, because it wasn't long before Pharaoh forgot. After Joseph had died, the new Pharaoh looked at the Israelites in Egypt and said, "Boy, there sure are a lot of those people." Pharaoh was afraid that the Israelites would get big and strong and fight against the Egyptians. So he made God's people slaves. Life was very hard for the Israelites. They had to build cities and make bricks and do whatever their masters made them do. But the Israelites kept multiplying, because that's what God told his people to do in the garden, and because that's what God promised Abraham he would do for his people. This made Pharaoh and the Egyptians even more scared and even more cruel. They were so cruel that Pharaoh ordered the Israelite baby boys to be killed. This probably made the Israelites very scared too. But it's always better to fear God than to fear people, which is why the women who helped with the babies refused to carry out Pharaoh's command. Good for them. Of course, the Israelite moms and dads didn't want their sons to be killed either. One mom hid her child for 3 months and then made a little baby basket and sent him down the river. Sounds dangerous, but don't worry, the baby was safe. In fact, he floated right to Pharaoh's daughter, and she raised him as her own child. You may have heard of this special baby before. His name was Moses, and God was with him. When Moses learned he was a Hebrew, just like the slaves, he became angry with the Egyptians. He was so angry that he killed one of the cruel Egyptians and hid him in the sand. Moses was going to be a great deliverer. But not quite yet. He left Egypt for 40 years, got married, had children, and learned to take care of sheep. One day, while Moses was tending the flock, God spoke from a burning bush and told Moses 3 very important things. "I am the God of your fathers. I've chosen you to save my people. And I am who I am." In other words, I have a big task for you, Moses, but don't be afraid. I am a very big God. Moses would be the deliverer, but God would do the rescuing.